Goberville clearly trying to go opposite way with that pitch. It's not a bad idea, especially with Pinecrest coming up next here at home, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Always good to get practice going the opposite field. That time just couldn't get enough of it.
Snow Clyde will step up. Finds the strike zone, 0-1. North Broward's lineup is deceptively strong for, well, really, it's more the record is deceptive. You wouldn't think that a team going 9-14 would have such a strong lineup all the way through. That one's in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, but no one's going. On second and third.
Nice block there from Hodges. Remember, once again, folks, that backstop is pure cement, and it will bounce back very, very quickly. Ty Marsh knows this over at third base, the senior, and he's got to be very careful.
Also, just while Dylan Ogozali is standing here, just want to give him a quick apology. He wanted me to change his walk-up song, but I'm not entirely sure I have the right one yet, so it's probably going to have to wait till next at-bat. But his second at-bat, I will get him that walk-up song. I hope he hears me because he's standing right in front of me. So we'll have to go with the original one for the first at-bat and then find it in between innings to check. That one goes right back to the pitcher. He is not sure what to do. Looks like he's going to walk Marsh back. He's got him in a bit of a rundown. Throws over to catcher. Catcher goes back to Marsh. Marsh tries to get away, gets the out. And now there's another rundown, but no one covering first. I don't know why. Well, Clyde finally goes back to first. Fielder's choice means that there's going to be runners on first and third for Dylan Ogozeli.
Well, plenty to unpack there. Zeke Bretz is going to be the courtesy runner for the catcher, Logan Clyett. Ty Marsh got a huge jump off of third base on that ball that went right back to the pitcher, Gelman. And Gelman was able to get him down in a rundown. Now, Xavier Edwards was doing what you're supposed to do when you find a runner right in front of you in a rundown, which is go halfway. Thankfully for Edwards, Gelman went to second. Nobody was covering third base because St. Andrews did not properly cover the rundown, and he's able to advance to third. Clyde moves over to first and gets replaced by Peretz, the courtesy runner.
That rundown felt like, remember when we'd call basketball and then it'd be the two players passing it back and forth to each other, trying to find a way into the lane? No, Ogo. Dylan Ogozali is going to be the batter. Ball 1-0. So once again, there's runners on first and third now with 2 outs.
Ogozeli thrives in situations like this with runners in scoring position. And all you have to do is look at his batting average versus RBIs. 149 batting average, but 14 RBIs.
A strike, and I think a break in the umpire's voice there.
Happens to the best of us, Sam.
Happens to the best of us. Go through these old broadcasts, you'll find a couple from us, too.
More than a couple.
More than a couple. That's why we bring waters. Makes contact, foul. One-handed grab by Coach Campbell. He's still got it.
Not too shabby of a play by Coach Campbell.
If we had a school sports center, that'd be on the top 10.
It's an idea to sock away.
I think we need a better camera crew for that,
That's
honestly.
true.
Going to take off. The hit run's unsuccessful, though, as that one's fouled down the first base line.
Ogozeli did well to stay alive there, just hit it off of the screws of the bat, looking to fight another day against Gelman, and he does get another opportunity. Will be interesting to see where Gelman goes. Does he go back inside to Ogozeli or try to catch him on the outside part of the plate?
Well, we don't know very much about Gelman other than he has to watch his delivery. Balk here, certainly not something they want to do. Runner takes off once again. Ground ball past the third baseman. 1 run's coming home. There's going to be runners on first and second. Ogo has himself an RBI single, bringing up Chase McBean.
Gotta love that. First RBI of the night on senior night goes to the senior Ogozeli.
You can't write this stuff, can you? Well, you probably could, but it's better that it actually happened.
I'm with you there, Sam. Chase McBean now, the sophomore, 23 RBIs, as we mentioned, tied for the lead in 5A14. Really been a revelation for this North Broward team.
Yeah, you want to talk about RBIs, you have to talk Chase McBean and that pitcher. Once again, we said 24 games this season. This is the 24th?
This is game 24.
23 RBIs. Now that's efficiency. Here's a pitch. Low 1-1. Lights are starting to come on. Bit of a late sunset here.
As the days have fallen more and more into summer, we've gotten more and more light. Not a bad thing for the camera. Always nice to play baseball in the sun as well.
It certainly is. Inside 2-1, more and more light for baseball games, less and less light for students as final season approaches. You guys are going to be staying up late studying.
I don't even want to discuss that, Sam. We're here to talk baseball.
That's true. Make sure you get plenty of sleep, kids. Here's a pitch. Solid contact towards left field, going back, and it's over the left fielder's head. One run's going to score. Oko's being waved around, and it looks like Chase McBean chalks up 2 more RBIs on the double. It was 2 outs. North Broward is up 3-0 now.
He just keeps delivering, Sam. Whenever you think that you've seen it all from Chase McBean, whether it's a grand slam in the last game against Oxbridge Academy or his constant string of RBIs after RBIs, he keeps doing it again. That's 25 now for him.
Absolutely incredible. That one's hit on the ground to third base. Thrown over to first, and he's going to get the out. That'll end this inning. We'll be right back with a second right after this. Brainwash Sports, Twitch TV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Before we talk about this inning, I just want to make another point about Chase McBean. Absolutely incredible. 25 RBIs now in the 24th game. Imagine, for a Major League comparison, just to help the folks at home, right now, this is the last game of the season. In 162 games, he's hitting about 166, 170 RBIs on the year.
Knocking on Hack Wilson's door, Sam, for that RBI record.
Right?
Yep, very good. But he's been absolutely fantastic, and just think North Broward gets 2 more years of him.
That one is low to Michael Carbone, but in for a strike is the Otis was caught stealing on the failed hit-and-run call in the first inning.
Looks like Carbone just blew right through that sign that inning.
Ball low, 1-1. Hack Wilson, not only the record holder for RBIs in a season with 191, also famous for making a fielding error in the World Series. Can't remember which one it was, but I do believe it cost them the World Series. If you happen to remember which World Series it was, well, I'll get to that in a moment. That is hit to right field. Running and not successful was Raul Kennard, and he's going for 3. He's going all the way home. He stopped at third base. The tag is just not in time. Michael Carbone has himself a three-bagger, tried to go for four, decided against it, and it saved his bacon.
Now batting number 10, Chase Bloom.
Now Bloom will step up to bat.
All of a sudden, some troubles from Dusty Snyder here in the second. He can work to Bloom just like he thought he would if there's a runner on first. He's got a 3-0 lead to protect. He's looking for outs right here. Productive outs that score runs are fine.
As Bloom looks for a fly ball, a sack, but that's going to go right to Goberville, who makes the catch. One pitch, that's an out.
Stepping up to bat, number 24, Scott Gilman.
Very nice catch there from Goberville, out of the picture, so we couldn't really see it, at least on the camera, but he was going back up against the fence, had to put his hand out to make sure he wouldn't run into the fence, and he almost got turned around, but he kept his eye on the baseball, knew where the fence was. Very well done.
Goberville indeed. That one's hit on the ground down the third base line, but nothing doing. 0-1 now. I was trying to say, if you happen to know which World Series Hack Wilson made a famous gaffe in, please tweet us at Stuck in Sam's Head or at Ben Curtis NBPS. We're not going to get many more opportunities to say that this season, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, Gelman has a huge opportunity to help himself here with a runner on third and less than 2 outs.
Ball 1-1. Brainwash Sports Twitch TV, provider of the best segues in broadcast sports. We pride ourselves on it.
We give it our best shot. Gelman's not a bad hitter in his own right.
Demonstrated there as he finds the gap right in front of the center fielder, Marsh. One run's going to come home. It's 3-1 now. RBI single for Scott Gelman.
Now batting number 21, Derek Butcher.
Well, Snyder can't get panicked here. A ground ball, and he's out of the inning, and he's still got a 2-run lead to protect as Gelman's going to cede to a pinch runner, a courtesy runner. It's number 15, Hunter Watts.
Hunter Watts.
So a ground ball and from Derek Butcher, and Snyder's out of this inning with a 2-run lead intact. So he's just got to keep pounding strikes, specifically that lower part of the strike zone.
Snyder sets up. It's important not to be rattled in this kind of situation. We'll have to see how Snyder holds up. Starts with a pickoff move, which is unsuccessful, but keeping the runner close, something he certainly wants to do if he wants that double play ball to end the inning.
Well, that's the luxury of a 3-run lead for North Broward, so that you don't have to get panicked, especially with the freshman on the mound. It's good that he's got that cushion where he can keep his composure.
But at the same time, just because St. Andrews is 3-12 does not mean you underestimate them. As he goes for the bunt, popped up towards us, but luckily there's a screen.
There's a massive screen in the way, and we never learn.
I react anyway.
No learning curve here at the North Broward broadcast.
What's the worst that happens if I react?
You look silly?
What, I just look a little silly? That's the worst.
We do that anyway. It's okay.
Yeah, we always look silly. It's part of what we do. Big headsets and microphones and complex technological setups.
And yet we still happen to have difficulties. Yeah, I was about to say.
Sometimes work.
Speaking of which, after this half inning, we will try to get some work on the camera done.
So it's 0-2 now as another bunt goes foul, and now Butcher's going to have the green light to swing. Still just 1 out and the runner on first.
Have to wonder if Watts won't be staying on first base for very long. As you mentioned, Sam, a stolen base would eliminate that double play opportunity. But Otis, who's leading the team in stolen bases, got gunned down by Client.
Strike 3, he sits down. That'll bring up Sam Krasson.
Now batting number 6, Sam Krasson.
Unusual to see another Sam who bats lefty.
And this is the matchup that we were talking about, freshman versus 8th grader in a varsity game.
That one's high, 1-0. Krasson hitting 200 this year, but hey, to be an 8th grader called up to varsity and hitting at the Mendoza line, that's nothing to be ashamed of.
And certainly plenty of time for Brandon Close in his second year with the Scots to grow this young player. So that one's poured in for a 1-1 count.
He's got 4 more years to improve from 200. I say sky's the limit.
and these reps cannot be measured how important they are.
That one is hit towards Goberville again. Maybe fair, maybe foul.